And she's living with her mum Iris in Great Yarmouth, that beautiful seaside spot. Has anyone been there? Yeah. I'm really sorry. See you again. The actress pulled a dust sheet from a large armature and wrapped herself in it. God bless my eyesight.
Every now and then at Polari, we like to bend the rules a bit and give you a bit of a surprise, a bit of a treat, something a bit unexpected and off the wall.
And I had the, I think, genius idea of inventing a Finnish half-albino supermodel called Lika.
I wish I could lower the tone. But I don't think that's possible.
This next person is all of those things and more. The first time I met her, she said to me, "Paul, am I a GI?" I didn't know what she meant. I thought, GI Jane? GI Diet? She said, "No, silly, GI, gay icon." I said, "Well, of course you're a fucking gay icon. That's obvious to everyone." On top of which, she's one of Britain's best-loved actresses, whose film and television credits include Calendar Girls, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, Doctor Who, Dinner Ladies, and the cult classic Acorn Antiques. Please welcome the fabulous Celia Imrie!
Do this by myself yet.
I've offered my services to ask her some questions, to grill her, and so she's going to tell a few stories from her book rather than reading them because she's been very, very busy. So I'll start off, Celia, by asking you. I'm better lit, so I think you better go there. Like that, Mummy. What is your relationship with Jimmy Savile?
Oh yes, I beat him. I didn't give him 6 of the best, by the way. Imagine. But I did. I beat him on Twitter for about 3 weeks, wasn't it? I was the most twitted person over him. Is that right?
The scandal. And everyone was going, "Why is Celia Imrie trending?" Because you keep saying, "Why is Celia Imrie trending?" she was on top of Jimmy.
It was when I was doing Who Do You Think You Are?
Your first job, I believe, was in pantomime.
It was. My first job was playing a rat in Dick Whittington. But when I was reading my book, I found this rather tattered old programme. And I opened it up. Not only did I play a rat in Dick Whittington, I also played a Turkish handmaiden, a villager, and a dancing sausage. I can't imagine what my costume was or what the dance was, but there it is.
And your first film role was in a film which I studied as part of my degree course at Birmingham University. Could you tell us about that one?
Well, much to Dame Judy's delight, when she saw it in my programme notes, it was a soft porn film which I did when I was 17 called The House of Whipcord. I think I just got as far as being in a sackcloth and throwing a Bible out of the window, so I didn't have very much.
Lots of girls were all locked up, but it did have a perfect plot. It was in a course called Violence. We did that one. Now, one of the first really good parts you had was Else Queen in a TV series called Cloud Hour, based on the classic novels by Louis Grassic Gibbon called Scots Quare.
And it was all...
It was set in Aberdeen, and I remember when it was shown, they all did so much research that when it was shown, nobody in England could understand it.
Because it really, my dad was from Glasgow, so I'm very proud of my half Scots blood, but Aberdonian is completely like learning Dutch. It's another language altogether. All the vowels are completely different. So that a handbag becomes a handbag, going becomes game, But if you're speaking in an Aberdonian accent, for heaven's sake, don't ever ask anyone to sack your pianist. Your idea, not mine.
You did a lesser-known film, but it was remarkable for the fact that you had to do a scene with the amazing Amazon ex-wife of Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yes, the gorgeous Bridget Nielsen, who really, I tell you, in real life she's got the most beautiful skin. She's actually rather good fun, and we share the same birthday. On this occasion we were doing this film called Murder on the Moon, or as somebody rang up afterwards and said that should have been called Murder on Earth if you bothered to watch it. But because we were on the moon, we were all without gravity, and it was rather thrilling actually, because we had to fly, which I've always wanted to do anyway. And when you go to Pinewood, all the special effects guys are very, very careful, and they try everything out first of all. So during lunch, Bridget and I went off and had lunch, and the special effects guys tested the ropes so that, you know, everything would be safe. You have to wear these things around your thighs and round your hips, and it's all quite, you know, strapped on and quite tough. So anyway, they practiced that while we were out, and then we came back after lunch, and we were lined up facing each other with our harnesses on, round our legs and round our hips. And so they said, "Okay, boys, take them up." So very gradually our ankles left the floor, but as we got horizontal, we started, oh, no. They'd forgotten our... I had to weight our ankles. How embarrassing, honestly. It's true, I'm afraid. Now, this is rather alarming, but anyway, what the heck, in for a penny. I'm going to do a cabaret. Inspired, actually, by my darling friend Eve, and I can't see where you are, Eve, darling, but inspired by Eve when I went to see her. So I'm going to have a go. But this piece, nobody has ever heard before. And so I'm going to do it for you guys. But I hope that you'll come and see the rest of it. But this is the very first time. I don't know about you, but I'm offended. Everywhere I go, it's 4-letter words. The F word, the C word, there's no escape. Open a newspaper, what do you see? A young girl displaying her... well, you know what. Turn on the TV. A young man and young men and women with proper educations who should know better, making lewd remarks full of double entendres. And why do they do it? In my opinion, it's because they don't have anything practical to do with their time. What they need is something to occupy their hands and minds. Something fun, but useful. I propose to you a taste of yesteryear and ask you, ladies and gentlemen, whatever happened to the humble hobby? There's gardening. Oh, how I adore sprawling on the grassy sod and feeling my cantaloupes. It's true. People have always complimented me on the size of my melons. I do it all myself these days, since an incident with a couple of gardeners. West Country men, same forename, Douglas, loved football. One was a great fan of the Bristols. What were they called exactly? The Bristol Cities? Anyway, one day, the two dogs had such a fight. At it like gladiators. Big Doug shaking his hoe, and the smaller one running at him, his dibber at attention. I told them both to stop being so stupid and put their tools away. But I digress. My neighbour Dick revels in his morning glory. I often see him in the potting shed, pricking out and hardening off. He had a bad attack of knobweed, but luckily for him, it shriveled. There's pottery Kerry, too. What could be more fun than an afternoon of squirting slip onto a lovely piece of wet slip? Then giving it a poke as it screws round on its wheel. I don't want to boast, but I'm famous for my jugs. Bird watching. Twitching, I believe it's called by the cognoscenti, which is Italian for know-all. You squat in a field disguised as a bush. If you've patience, you might get to witness a rough-faced shag, a brown trembler, or a white-throated swallow. You should see my neighbour Fanny's burn table. She's got great tits. Then there are all those feminine standbys. Sewing, knitting, rug making. I'm no good at that kind of thing, always making boobs. I say leave it to the pros. But if you're thinking of giving me one, give my rug a long shag. Cooking too, though I prefer eating. I'd rather a big fat sausage than a chipolato. And I've never been partial to a spotted dick. I have enjoyed a coq au vin, but for me, nothing can beat a simple meat and 2 veg. I do like music, but it's not for everyone. I mean, no one could be fonder than I am of a swelling organ. But I am inept at performing on any instrument. Nonetheless, I went along to a local musical evening to give it a go. There was a chap in the corner having a bit of a fiddle, while this girl was blowing his horn. Willie, the conductor, was nice and let me finger his whistle. But I was too sharp, so I was relegated to the corner in order to shake my maracas. Personally, I thought that was a bit stiff. So, you see, there's plenty to do if you want to keep your hand in. But as for all this innuendo, it's got to stop. If I was running the BBC, do you know what I'd do with all this sex stuff? I'd have it off in a minute. I don't want to criticise, honestly. I've got my knockers, haven't we all? But I leave you with these 3 words. No more smut. Roger, over and out. Hello, I'm a Polari virgin, actually. This is my first time. But I have to say, I don't think I've ever had such a warm welcome. It was quite wonderful. Very hard to follow Fidelis Morgan, who is such a brilliant actress. But I couldn't have been more thrilled. And what a sort of hidden, amazing evening going on that people don't know enough about. I mean, I know the people who come do, but I want to shout it from the rooftops. I think it's wonderful. It's the most, I don't think I've ever had such a warm welcome in a theatre before. So I might be back.
Absolutely amazing to be here at Polari and gives debut novelists an amazing platform. I think that's incredible.
Really enjoy doing Polari because everybody gets the jokes. They get even the tiniest innuendos, and of course, I'm the innuendo queen. The Countess squinted, taking a closer look. Lamponi's penis was a mere stump. Lord help you, she cried, dropping her protective hand. See what a fascinating specimen! Like an acorn!
I don't know how many Polaris I've done, but each time feels better than the last.
Well, at least your original 5 points.
She scribbled something on her Bilberry notepad with a slender silver Tiffany pen.
Though I'm deducting 2 for cheapness. Those shoes. Always spend money on shoes. People notice. Sit.
It was the highlight of my year 2 years ago, and I hope it's going to be the highlight of my year later tonight.
The last time I appeared here, I read from Chapman's Odyssey a scene describing an incredibly strenuous blowjob in Minnesota. In the winter. But I can't offer anything like that tonight.
We've been Polari, you've been a fantastic audience, we love you. Thank you, good night.
But thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Really.
You were phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.